All right, let's immediately cut across to senior journalist Avinash Kalla, who's joining us from Jaipur, Rajasthan. And Avinash, if you look at it, we're also joined by Amitabh Tiwari as well, political strategist and commentator. But Avinash, I know you have an appointment. You have to leave in the next 5 or 10 minutes, so coming to you first. Of all the three states, Avinash, all eyes are trained on what's going on in Rajasthan, especially what has gone down in the last 24 hours. 44 MLAs come and meet Vasundhara Raje Scindia. Clearly, there's a fair amount of muscle flexing. On the other hand, there's the name of Baba Balaknath. And then there's a meeting in the national capital where Mr. C.P. Joshi is concerned with J.P. Nadda. What's going on in Rajasthan?
Well, the Rajasthan elections have gone down to the wire, and post-election also it looks like a tight race. Preeti, as you have said in the report, that finally the decision lies with the Prime Minister. So it's he who has to calculate that does he have enough numbers to shift, to get into that, generational change, as you were saying. But as of now, look at the Rajasthan victory. It might look good on paper, like there is a difference of 45 MLAs, but that is not a kind of victory BJP is used to in the state. It was 120, it was 163. So do they have enough numbers to go into the parliament without a tried-tested face is a call that only the Prime Minister can take, because this was an election for him. With this victory, he has proven that he can win a state on his face. So now is the big question. But if you ask me, I think there are a couple of runners that we have been hearing, Ashwini Vaishnav, Gajendra Singh Shekhawat. These are the two CM favorites from what we are hearing. While Baba Balaknath, you've been saying, I have my own doubts on him, because in his own campaign rally, he said, our former CM and our would-be CM is there with us. So his seat, though he has won, he did not win it that convincingly. It wasn't a great win or any win. It was a
very slim margin, you're right. So, but okay. But Avinash Kalla, the question I ask you is, where Vasundhara Raje's name is concerned, with all that we have seen in the last 24 hours, there's a lot of politics going on backstage where Vasundhara Raje comes into question. 44 MLAs go and meet her. There's a lot of political muscle flexing, something which the High Command is not used to. And already there are murmurs that she doesn't quite find favor where the top echelons of the BJP is concerned.
Absolutely agree with that, Preeti. That is not something new. It has happened in the past as well. But we have to remember that the top echelons of the party are very pragmatic. When the first list didn't go that well, the rebellion was there, they accommodated. And this entire election, BJP has accommodated everybody. So, and that's the reason they've got that victory in. It's about time how they look at it. We've also been hearing that all three might be retained till 2024, so that the momentum keeps on going. They don't miss out on anything. So that is a million-dollar question. Yes, we agree that the top echelons are not used to it. But Rajasthan, as I've been telling consistently on your show as well, we are a Rajasthan model of politics, be it the BJP or the Congress.
But Avinash Kalla, final question before I let you go. Yes. Is there a possibility that Vasundhara Raje could anywhere now pull a rabbit off the hat, or really she doesn't have much elbow room anywhere? This is all political muscle flexing, which doesn't matter.
See, it's politics is an art of possibility. So she's trying it all. She has maintained a silence, a pin drop silence all throughout the campaign. No interviews, no bite, just to ensure that she doesn't say anything which might ruffle the feathers the wrong way. So I think she's putting all her political acumen together and trying to send a message. I still have people. And listen, she has given all the sound bites. She has said Jai Jai Modi in the last rally, something that she hasn't done earlier.
All right. Well, time will tell, and there's not much time. What we've been given to
understand
not much
this time
week.
Left.
Yes, and there's not much time, exactly. And we've been given to believe that this weekend is going to be a meeting in the national capital and a name will be penciled in. But till then, where the Rajasthan model of politics is concerned, trust it to keep you entertained. Thank you, Avinash Kalla. I want to bring in, Hemendra, give us about 3 or 4 minutes, because we'll cut across to, Rajasthan first, and we'll come to Madhya Pradesh in just about 5 minutes from now. But Dev, Ankur and Amitabh are both with us. Amitabh Tiwari, do you concur with what Mr. Kalla just said, that even though Vasundhara Raje, in the looks of it, upper caste, somebody, where the BJP is not very used to political muscle flexing with what she's done in the last 24 hours, could well go against her. But on the other hand, you might want a stable figure till 2024. Do you see that happening, or somebody entirely new?
Since these elections have been held very close to the Lok Sabha elections, I mean, that factor cannot be ruled out. So BJP might not want to risk going into the Lok Sabha elections because more so when it wants to create a new record, and more so when each and every seat in the Lok Sabha is fairly important. Vasundhara Raje also has the number. So, I mean, democratically, she has the number, the highest number of support amongst the MLAs with 44, 47, as you're saying, showing allegiance to her. The Mahila factor is also very important. When the Prime Minister, even in the victory speech, talked about this women reservation bill. So now in all these three states, in one of them, because the Mahilas have supported BJP to the hilt and helped them form the government, that factor cannot be ignored. Now, whether it has to be applied in Rajasthan or Chhattisgarh, that is a matter which the High Command will decide. Vasundhara has the heft, enjoys the heft, and particularly at this point of time, going with Baba Balaknath, in my opinion, is ruled out because Hindutva is not a plank which the BJP wants to contest the 2024 elections on. It is more inclusive. It is Yuva, Kisan, Mahila, Garib. So I rule him out personally. I'm taking a big risk in that sense. Ashwini Vaishnav, again, is not a hardcore mass leader. You need a mass leader to navigate because the majority is also slim. It is
in a state like Rajasthan, you need a mass leader. Amitabh, don't you reckon?
Yeah, you need a mass leader and a person who can navigate through this. Since 115 is also, I mean, sort of not a very big number. It is lesser than 120, 163, which the BJP has got earlier. So let's see what happens.
All right, so let's see what happens. Dave, this is the time I bring you in because you've been reporting through the thick of things, Dave, especially 44 MLAs coming in to see Vasundhara Raje, massive show of strength, something which wasn't taken kindly right here where the BJP top command is concerned. What are those MLAs saying, or they've disappeared the minute they've realized that those optics haven't gone down too well?
Well, Preeti, very interesting scenes right now. You said that has not gone down well with the party high command. So is this a course correction happening outside Vasundhara Raje's residence? Because look at these scenes, Preeti. Two huge billboards, and the only picture on that billboard is that of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And look at the message. It says, राजस्थान, मध्य प्रदेश और छत्तीसगढ़ में भाजपा के प्रचंड बहुमत से विजयी होने पर माननीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी को हार्दिक बधाई एवं शुभकामनाएं. And right at the bottom in that green strip is the name of the former Chief Minister Vasundhara Raje. On the above right end is the mention of Modi की गारंटी, हर गारंटी की पूरी होने की गारंटी. This is 13 civil lines. The camera person should zoom in and show you that this is the official residence. You have reported on several occasions from this particular lane. This is the posh area of civil lines where the homes of ministers, the chief minister, the governor is there. And on both sides, as I mentioned, Preeti, these huge billboards have been put up today itself, a couple of hours ago from now. So this perhaps points towards the fact that, as you said, Preeti, perhaps the optics have not gone down too well, and maybe as a course correction after that muscle flexing, that show of strength that happened in the first 2 days after the results came out on the 3rd of December, this seems to be an attempt perhaps to convey that Raje accepts Modi as the numero uno leader in the BJP, and she knows, Preeti, that the time is of essence out here. Any decision making may happen by the end of this week. So if any effort, if any attempt has to be made, the time perhaps for Vasundhara Raje and in the camp, the feeling is that the time is now. The
Dave, the time is now, and they're going to come right back to you. Stay with me. Just stay with me. Time is now with what she needs to do. But what she's doing, is it going to go down well? Because, a lot of things can fly where the top echelons of the BJP is concerned, but not trying to hold them to ransom with a show of strength like that. That's trying to cock a snook at the top leadership. What happens there, we'll know, but let's quickly listen in. One of the men who was poised as the next possible chief ministerial face for the Bharatiya Janata Party, at least in Access My India polls, where 10% of our sample polled even more than a Sachin Pilot, and the maximum for the BJP, even more than a Vasundhara Raje, on who would they want as the chief ministerial face for the BJP. It was Baba Balaknath who was right on top. When I spoke to him on does he fancy his chances as chief minister, this is what he said. Listen in.
योगी जी के जैसे आप अपने आप को अगर आप ये चुनाव जीतते हैं जो 50 साल में भाजपा ने एक ही बार जीता है 2013 में तिजारा जो सीट है, अगर आप ये चुनाव जीतते हैं अपने आप को मानते हैं दायित्व कि आप चीफ मिनिस्टर?
देखिए, मैं ऐसा कुछ नहीं मानता। मैं क्षमा चाहता हूँ। हम एक छोटे से कार्यकर्ता है, एक संत जीवन का भी समाज सेवा करने का धर्म रहता है। यही हमारा मूल धर्म है। पूजा पाठ विधि ये तो हमारा निजी स्वार्थ है। और एक राजनीतिक जीवन जिसको आप कहते हैं, मैं उसको सेवा नीति कहता हूँ। सेवा नीति में भी हमारा यही धर्म है। मैं ऐसा कुछ नहीं मानता हूँ। हमारा संत का, हमारे गुरुजनों का यही हमको गुरु मंत्र होता है कि जहाँ स्थान मिले वहाँ सेवा करो। यहाँ स्थान मिला है, यहाँ सेवा करेंगे। जो आपने कही अगर जीतेंगे, ये अगर वगर का शब्द नहीं है। यहाँ तो जीतेंगे ही और यहाँ पर भारतीय जनता पार्टी का ध्वज लहराएगा ही, इसमें कोई संदेह किसी को नहीं
होंगे। वो
ये तो पार्टी तय करेगी। मोदी जी ही हमारे सीएम, मोदी जी ही हमारे प्रधानमंत्री, मोदी जी ही हमारे कार्यकर्ता, मोदी जी हमारे रोल मॉडल हैं। और मोदी जी के, क्योंकि उनका विचार इतना स्वच्छ और सुंदर और इतना दूरगामी है कि उनका आज पूरा दुनिया उनके पीछे चलने को तैयार है। तो भारतवर्ष के लोग तो उनको कंधे पे उठाकर, आंखों पे, पलकों पे बिठाकर उनके साथ चलने को तैयार है।
Quickly cut across to Dev for Dev, very quickly, if you could encapsulate, this is the language which cuts it where the BJP is concerned. You know, what Vasundhara Raje is doing today, she's playing with fire. What do you reckon?
Well, perhaps Preeti, Vasundhara Raje does not have much to lose. She has been twice the chief minister. She has seen what it means to, be at the helm of affairs in the state such as this. My sense on the ground is that if she's offered a central ministership, she will not be happy with it. If she's offered a deputy chief minister's post, she will definitely not be taking it up. So at this point in time and in this stage of this career, when she has probably seen everything she could have possibly, she has been a minister at the center during the Vajpayee regime. She has seen, how state administration functions. Perhaps she's adamant and she wants this chief ministership more than anything else at this stage of her political career. Having said that, Preeti, it is also a matter of fact that Vasundhara knows how the administration functions. This is a state which is right now in, as per an estimate, in financial dire after all those schemes were doled out by the Ashok Gehlot government. So how the financial scenario can be managed hardly 6 months before Lok Sabha elections is something which even, the state leadership of the central leadership of the BJP might be thinking about, because at this stage, at this point in time, they need a leadership in Rajasthan which can take not just the entire state functionaries together, but also ensure that in the run-up to the Lok Sabha elections, the party puts up a solid front, and that the BJP would definitely want to repeat 2019 when it bagged all 25 seats in alliance with RLP, perhaps on its own.
All right, so, that's what it's looking like. But the BJP top brass might have to swallow a bitter pill and look at Vasundhara Raje Scindia, or completely go in for a fresh face. And only, like I said, we can sit here and conjecture, but only the top brass of the BJP know, and you know who they are. But thank you, Dev, for joining us. But let's cut across and put the focus right now on the state of Madhya Pradesh, and lots of conjecture there too that is being built. Till now, Shivraj Singh Chauhan has been in front of the camera through and through, taking credit for the win, but not really verbalizing it and giving it to the Prime Minister every time he has spoken. He also said that he's not coming to Delhi, but he's going to go to Chhindwara, where the BJP didn't win any seats at all. Hemendra, what's your best bet? What's it looking like? Who could be the Chief Minister in Madhya Pradesh, Shivraj or someone new?
Well, there's very little scope for muscle flexing in Madhya Pradesh. At best, you can do posturing, and that's what Shivraj Singh Chauhan is doing. First, it was like sort of taking credit for the kind of victory that they got through the Ladli Behna Yojana, and thereafter today 2 statements were issued by him. In the first statement, he said that he's not a candidate for the post of Chief Ministership. He never was, in fact. And in the second one, he said that he would always be trying his best to ensure that the Ladli Behnas, they get the 3,000 rupees that have been promised to them. They right now are getting 1,250 rupees every month. So these 2 conversations, the videos that he released, and in the third statement that he issued, that he's not going to go to Delhi, probably a jibe at the ones who are in the aspirants who are in Delhi. Kailash Vijayvargiya, the party national general secretary, is in Delhi. V.D. Sharma, the state president, is in Delhi. Narendra Singh Tomar, who has recently got elected from Devani, also a member of parliament and a union minister, he's in Delhi. Prahlad Patel is in Delhi. They are in Delhi because parliament is in session, but also a sort of jibe taken at them. And he's saying that he's going to Chhindwara. Chhindwara is one place where the Congress party has won all the seats. Also, Chhindwara is the Lok Sabha seat from where the BJP has not won. Nakul Nath is the member of parliament from there, and Shivraj Chauhan is saying that he wants to garland Prime Minister Modi with the 29th seat in 2024 in the Lok Sabha election. So all sort of posturing happening. But who is going to be the next Chief Minister? This is the million-dollar question, and the answer to this is with the Prime Minister and the Home Minister.
You're right.
And the Home Minister has signaled,
I think one thing we can conclusively say, nobody knows, but only the Prime Minister knows. But, stay on with me. Amitabh Tiwari, I'm going to bring you in on this. Let's separate what happened in Rajasthan and what's happened in the state of Madhya Pradesh. 2 very, very different political landscapes, and also 2 very different kind of victories. One, a complete wave election for the BJP in Madhya Pradesh, and in Rajasthan, they could have hoped to at least stack up 10 more on the table. But having said that, Madhya Pradesh is somewhere where they can afford to take a change, to make a change. But will they do it is the big question. What's your hunch?
See, yeah, they can afford to make a change here. However, it comes with terms and conditions in font 6. So 14% of people who have voted for BJP is because of Mamaji, which is Shivraj Singh Chauhan. That's number 1. More than or almost double who have voted in the name of Prime Minister Modi, as per your Access My India exit poll, which was bang on. That's number 1. Number 2, Shivraj Singh Chauhan is the only OBC Chief Minister of BJP. So he needs to be replaced by a OBC. So all other in contention will get rather disqualified because of this aspect. And the third point is that Shivraj has done the maximum number of rallies, and he has really worked hard, put his heart and soul into it. So if he is not made the Chief Minister, then the message will be that party is not rewarding performance, which means that he will need to be accommodated in the center or in the party organization with a big post, because he was anyways earlier a vice president. The president post is not available. So all these dynamics come into play, and of course the Lok Sabha element is also there. So we'll have to see how this pans out, but he is the strongest contender. Again, even in the case of Vasundhara Raje, I did not complete the point here, is that it could be a short-term arrangement also, that you continue with these big names until Lok Sabha, and then if you get a bigger majority, then you have more power and flexing muscles to put this men to or move up these men and women to the center.
Hemendra, getting you quickly for about 2 minutes here, where the topography, political topography of Madhya Pradesh is concerned, it's different than Rajasthan. Like the 44 MLAs that came in where Vasundhara is concerned, what does it look like in terms of support for Shivraj?
Well, the kind of majority that they have won in Madhya Pradesh, I think it's inconsequential. Shivraj Singh Chauhan did get his men the tickets in the 4th list, but and they also won. Many of his ministers, in fact, 12 of them have lost. Some of them were from the Scindia camp as well. But as far as the decision on the post of Chief Ministership is concerned and the numbers are concerned, most of the numbers, they owe allegiance to Prime Minister Modi, because these, as you can see in Malwa, 9 out of 9 seats in Indore, the entire Malwa belt has been swept. So the song, the theme that was there, Modi ke man mein MP, MP ke man mein Modi. So the numbers, I think, as far as no political leader in Madhya Pradesh who's aspiring to be the Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh is going to go and say these are the numbers standing behind me, because that is not really the case. Everyone, most of them in fact, are standing behind Prime Minister Modi.
Well, you're right. They're standing behind Prime Minister. That's why the topography of Madhya Pradesh very different. But Shivraj Singh Chauhan, especially riding at the back of a Ladli Behna scheme that is touted to have swept Madhya Pradesh, and of course an organizational election run by the BJP, is at least looking at himself as the front runner. Thank you, Hemendra, for joining us. Let's shift the focus right now to the state of Chhattisgarh. And joining me from Chhattisgarh is Sumi Rajapan, who was one of the few, reporters and journalists who actually called out the Chhattisgarh election as not so easy, where the Congress was sweeping it. She was very sure it's going to come to a hung assembly, but of course the BJP's won, Sumi. And who's the man in question? Raman Singh, might fancy his chances, but earlier on there was a question mark whether he would be given a ticket at all. Would you see, if there is a change that the BJP will make in those 3 elections, Chhattisgarh is where, in all probability, that change would be made?
Yes, absolutely. That is a great question, whether Dr. Raman Singh is still on the minds of the central leadership. And in fact, looks like he is. He's the one who had been calling the shots. And in fact, he's the one who has been reflected in the list that had come out before the elections. And certainly, Dr. Raman Singh has represented and kept the leadership alive when the BJP central leadership was not keen on developing a secondary, or rather a tertiary layer of a leadership in Chhattisgarh. So he's the most popular name, and he can keep all the flocks together. There is a certain degree of acceptability that will come with him. But apart from that, Chhattisgarh has been majorly ruled by the caste politics as well. And this time around, BJP hopefully will be trying to make a major statement, as it's a precursor to the 2024 elections. And if BJP is onto that strategy, then a tribal face would also be an apt option for them. And this time around, they have an experienced person, Vishnu Dev Sai, in the form of Vishnu Dev Sai, who's been a 4-time MP and has also served as an MOS in the Modi 1.0 government. And in fact, his name is doing the rounds mostly in the central leadership as well. But we have to wait and watch as to which name comes around in the end. Gomti Sai is another tribal leader they have been discussing on. Renuka Singh is also one such leader. But all these names are doing the rounds. But the final decision rests with Prime Minister Narendra Modi. These are meagerly our predictions on the basis of permutations and combinations that BJP has been discussing within. So we have to wait. We have to wait until 24 hours, and we have to wait for the protocol to happen. But meetings, high-level meetings are on in Delhi, and that's where the major the decision will come from.
Sumi, would you stay with me? Let's cut across back to Amitabh Tiwari, who's with us. All right, we don't have Amitabh right now. We're going to cut across to him. But Sumi, getting you back into this conversation, of course, ultimately, one thing we agree on all 3 state elections and who will be the chief minister, that nobody quite knows. It's only the Prime Minister and the top leadership, or Amit Shah, possibly a JP Nadda. But yes, you're going to, that's where it comes down to. But Sumi, bringing you in a state like Chhattisgarh especially, the leadership in the BJP can afford to make a change, especially if they are looking at fighting the 2024 elections at the back of a tribal face, and there is enough representation there, or even a woman there, if Vasundhara Raje is not made in Rajasthan, because the BJP does need, at least optics-wise, a woman chief minister, which they don't have.
Absolutely, and the 2 names that are doing the rounds here are Gomti Sai and Renuka Singh. Renuka Singh is right now currently MOS Tribal Affairs, and she has been going in and around Chhattisgarh. However, her attitude towards work is certainly not in favor of her. But when it comes to Gomti Sai, she's a tribal face, less experienced, but a very close aide of Dr. Raman Singh and Vishnu Dev Sai as well. If Dr. Raman Singh is asked about his opinion, and if he is to be given the charge of making the recommendation to the top leadership, then definitely Vishnu Dev Sai and Gomti Sai, either of the 2 will take the cake. But as you said correctly, that the central leadership can afford to make a major decision and can afford to make the change here as well. If they do not go for a Vasundhara Raje in Rajasthan, then Gomti Sai or Renuka Sai might be the future Chief Minister of Chhattisgarh.
All right, Sumi Rajapan getting us the very latest. Lots of permutations, combinations being worked at where all those three states are concerned, where a state like Madhya Pradesh comes into question, at least till 2024, keeping in mind the massive victory, a wave election for the Bharatiya Janata Party. Would they want to upset the apple cart or maybe keep Shivraj Singh Chauhan and not make that generational change that they might be looking at? Because he's bucked anti-incumbency like how, he's floated schemes that have really worked on ground, and possibly keeping him till 2024 could work. He's an OBC face, and who's the counter to that would possibly a Lodhi face like a Prahlad Patel. But to make that change now and unsettle the dynamics where Madhya Pradesh is concerned, maybe not as of now. Where Rajasthan is concerned, viewers, I would think Rajasthan is going to be the most interesting choice where the Chief Minister comes into question, because Vasundhara Raje Scindia earlier on ignored. I'll give you a story. Once the results had come out, Vasundhara Raje Scindia held a press conference at her own office and then went to the BJP headquarters, and she was, as sources tell us, not, told very clearly that she's not going to address that press conference. It's going to be addressed by the party chief in Rajasthan, CP Joshi, and he's the one who addressed that press conference, and she had to sit in the back room there. Well, what she's subtly done without giving a single interview, or speaking to the press or saying that, she's not happy, she's not done any of it. She's praised the Prime Minister when it comes down to the rallies, but then she's also, in a show of strength, flexed her political muscle by getting 44 MLAs to come to her place there, some of them even openly suggesting that she is the best bet when it comes down to Rajasthan. Will the BJP, especially the top brass, who's really not attuned to any of these kind of stunts, where the local leadership is concerned, will they look at that and go with Vasundhara Raje? Many would say maybe till just about 2024, because those 25 Lok Sabha seats are important. In the last election, 2019, the BJP had swept all of those 25 seats. On the other hand, Chhattisgarh is a place where the BJP can afford to make a change, and if there is going to be a change, many would suggest it will come in Chhattisgarh. But like I said, a lot depends on the permutations, combinations, woman face. If there is one in Rajasthan, will the BJP go differently in the state of Chhattisgarh? We'll only know by the weekend, because we have been given to understand a decision will be made by then.